Let's go.
Dr. Rosie Milligan, one of the most sought-after speakers on the circuit today. Her live internet talk show, Express Yourself, is the most provocative, thought-provoking, and talked-about radio show on the internet. There's no holds barred, and Dr. Milligan puts the B in bold. She brings it every Tuesday live at 10 a.m. Pacific and 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Dr. Rosie has been proclaimed the most provocative female writer of the century. Her books include Satisfying the Black Man and Black Woman Sexually Made Simple, Why Black Men Choose White Women, and the book Nigga Please. These books have raised eyebrows across the country. She has authored 21 books and published 350 titles for authors nationwide. Check Dr. Rosie out at drrosie.com for her books, articles, and archives of her internet talk show. Sit at the feet of wisdom. Dr. Milligan is indeed a timekeeper and scorekeeper. She is the clock, calendar, and almanac for Black America. You need to hear her.
Good morning, top of the morning. I'm here in sunny California. You're listening to the Express Yourself Hour. I am your host, Dr. Rosie Milligan, coming to you live with nothing but straight talk. Yes, you know how we do it around here, folks. It's nothing but straight talk up in here. My co-host, I have two. One is Mr. Keith Swanson. They referred to him as the AI man, and that started way before most of us knew what AI was all about, because they would always say, well, you know what? Keith must not be real. He must be AI. We don't, why we never see him. Folks, he's always at Black Rise on tour. He had different functions. Nobody able to catch him. He used the same voice. Last year, we had money on the table for the person who would catch up with Keith and say, hey, I got him. Nobody got that money. But, hey, I'm just saying, maybe somebody would catch him this year at Black Writers on Tour, which is going down on Saturday, April 27th, from 10 to 3 at the Carson Community Center. Black Writers on Tour plus business plus tech expo. You guys got to be there, authors and vendors from across the country under one roof. Folks, this is going to be exciting. You're going to finally get a chance to know. You've been asking, where's this? Where's the attorneys? Where's this? And where's that? You'll get to see them live and in person on that floor at the Carson Community Center. My other co-host is Miss Shawana Bordenay. Folks, she's a real estate guru. She buys houses. She sells houses. She does everything to houses that can be done. And I think the AI man, Mr. Keith, I think he's on. If you're on, Keith, good morning, Keith.
Good morning, Dr. Rosie.
How are you?
I'm doing good for an AI.
I know, man. You are so popular. But, Keith, I was talking to somebody this morning. In fact, they were telling me when you scan those QR codes, that if they tap your phone, that they're pulling information from your phone. Did you know that?
Hi, this is Shawana Bordenay. At the tone, please leave your name, your telephone number, and a property address. I will return your call as soon as possible. And once again, I want to say thank you for calling.
So, Keith, is that true?
You have to be careful because you're dialing out, and basically, if you hit a QR code, it can take you to a website that can pull information. So you have to really be careful.
This AI and all this other stuff just getting out of hand now, because we'll do a whole show about fraud and all this kind of stuff. She would tell me about, when you go on and it's accept cookies. So we got to talk about what all that means, because we have a lot of seniors who are trying to get into the tech world and has no clue how vulnerable you can be with trying to use this technology.
The
vulnerability of it.
Most phones are including antivirus built into your operating system. So because of this kind of stuff, because people are vulnerable. But like anything else, but if you don't know what it is, don't mess with it.
Well, we have a great guest today. Since Keith is Mr. AI man, folks, we have a wonderful show for you today. We're going to talk about 5 reasons AI, artificial intelligence, is a game changer for personal and business use. I was talking to one of my graphic designers and book editors and formatters, and we were talking about AI, and she said, I said, girl, what you going to do when Chat GPT cease its operation? She said, when they go out of business, I'm going out. That means so many people have become dependent on it, and it's all good. So let me introduce my guest. My guest today is Miss Tiffany J. Gerard. She's an AI strategist. Tiffany is a South Central LA native with passion for empowering businesses through smart technology. With certification in training and development, grant administration, and contract writing, Tiffany's more than just the AI consultant. She's your strategy partner in success. Through AI, through an amazing business solution, she specializes in guiding nonprofit organizations, small business on how to leverage AI to streamline operations and achieve their goals. So when you work with Tiffany G, you're not just adopting new technology, you are unlocking a new realm of possibilities for your business. And yes, she is the AI strategist. She's one of our coaches for My Tech Academy, and she teaches the class, Introduction to Artificial Intelligence. Good morning, Tiffany.
Good morning, Dr. Rosie. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for having me on your platform today.
Oh, just excited to death about it, I tell you, because this AI thing, people, they realize now, I got to go ahead and learn it. I have to at least accept it. I at least need to start looking at it instead of running back. Just take a look at it. Just take a peep to see if it's something I can use in my personal life and I can use in my business life. I see it as a game changer. I know graphic designers, editors, formatters, just people all over for businesses can definitely see it as a game changer. So give us your take about AI, where it's going, some of the reasons that we need to embrace it.
Well, just like you mentioned, Dr. Rosie, the technology is here. It is not going anywhere. As a matter of fact, this technology has been around for multiple 40, 50, 60 years. As a matter of fact, it's just becoming more mainstream now. So while it's mainstream and we keep hearing ChatGPT, we as a community, we need to embrace this new technology instead of running from it. We hear that AI is going to take jobs and things of that nature, but that is not true. It is the people that don't use AI whose jobs will be taken. The technology is here, and we have to embrace it. So for me, it's all about education, training, showing the community how this technology can be used, how it should be used to increase your time, increase your productivity, and make your life more efficient. So,
but Tiffany,
for me,
I'm sorry, who are some of the people that's using AI now that people are using every day and they don't even recognize? They said, I'm not going to be bothered with that AI thing, but let's talk about they're already using. Let's name some of those companies that they're intertwined, they're dealing with every day. That's really AI.
So AI is already being used. Facebook, Amazon, Tesla, Uber. So when we use Facebook, every time we like something, every time we heart something, every time we do any type of impression on Facebook, that is Facebook's AI picking up on what we like and what we don't like, because just remember, it's all about data. So everything that we are doing on the computer is data and information. So when it comes to AI, they are taking our data, they are taking our information and training to talk like us, respond like us. So Tesla is using AI in the self-driving cars. Siri, Apple is using AI when it comes to Siri, because Siri was created specifically as a human to be your human companion. So they're using it. Amazon Amazon is using AI when it comes to recommendations, when you put things in your cart. So they already know your history of your buying patterns, what you like. So their AI just starts throwing things that you can just put into their shopping cart. So the technology is here, Dr. Rosie. We just need to know how to use it and embrace it.
Well, maybe we'll stop right now for those who are new, who are listening, saying, well, what is AI? So can you give us just a little brief about what AI, what it really is?
So when you talk about AI, it's artificial intelligence. And it was created, well, let me go back. There are various amounts of different types of AI machines. One of the most common that we hear is ChatGPT. And ChatGPT was created specifically so we can chat with this particular machine. So when you hear ChatGPT, that was an AI system created so it can talk to you. It can respond back to you as if you are having a personal conversation with it. They have developed so many different types of artificial intelligence machines for specific things. You have ChatGPT for chatting. Then you have other tools for research. The technology is just getting larger and larger and larger, and they're just adding on to what it is that you can do with this technology.
Wow. And you were saying it by using it, I think you pointed out some very key things that it can help you save time, save money, focus. The list goes on, you know.
Oh, yeah. Just using AI in your everyday life for your daily, just your daily routines. You can use it as a smart assistant. You can use it as to assist you with answering emails. You can use AI to create you a exercise plan. Whatever it is that you need, you can utilize this technology to improve and enhance your daily activities.
I heard you say once that you wanted to do a menu plan for your mother who's 70, and you went to ChatGPT and you told them her age and to develop a 5-day meal plan, and they did it for you. And then you discovered there was one item that she did not like. So you asked ChatGPT to, take that out and replace it, and it did. So I can see that saving a lot of time. Can you imagine sitting down trying to plan out a menu for your mother, for your parents, or just for someone that you are a caregiver for? Once you find out the type of foods that they like to eat, look at the time you save, because it'll create a budget for you for 5 days or 7 days, whatever you ask it to do. That's powerful.
Yes, Dr. Rosie, for example, I have a son, and I'm real big on GMO, genetically modified foods. And so I went to ChatGPT, and I asked ChatGPT to give me a list of snacks, that are non-GMO, and it gave me a list of over 50 items that I can choose from that I don't even have to worry about that has GMO in it. So just that one specific thing helped me. So now when I go to the grocery store, I don't have to look on the back of these cartons. I don't have to look, on the back of the boxes. I know exactly what I'm going for. So just using it, ChatGPT for that specific thing was amazing. But it's not only that. When I got ready to create this business, my amazing business solutions, I went to ChatGPT and I asked it, to help me create a business plan, help me create an outline. And that's where I come in as far as education. As an entrepreneur, as a single mom, or anybody that's out here that does not have a big budget, you can utilize this technology to pretty much build your own business. You can create a business plan. You can create an executive summary. You can use AI for your personal, and you can also use it for your business. If you need to write a resume, you can upload your information and just tell ChatGPT to create you a resume based on that information. And sit back and it will do just that. So, yes, there are so many different tools, so many different avenues that this technology has opened up. And it's great that you have this platform that we can talk about it because, like you say, a lot of people hear about artificial intelligence, but don't really understand exactly what it is or what you can do with it. Let me tell you, it is a game changer.
Well, you named some of the things that, people say, I don't know about that AI, but yet they'll say, Siri, play this, play that. When you call your banks, when you call different institutions, who you think talking? It's not a human. They've been trained to tell you, go back to a home page or whatever they're going to do. Let me give the number out for those who are listening, want to chime in. The number is 310-928-7733. That's 310-928-7733. If you're at work, you know how it is. You don't want anybody to know what you're doing. You want them to think you're working on what they have you working on. You can email us here at innerlightradio@yahoo.com. That's innerlight, INNER, innerlightradio@yahoo.com. We're here talking with Ms. Tiffany Garrard. She's an AI strategist. She empowers businesses through intelligent technology. Tiffany is an AI consultant for personal and business use. So if you want to embrace the game changer, she is a consultant and she is a coach. And I'm telling you, this time around, folks, do not be left behind. When you're talking about something that can save you time, now most of us, what do we say? I don't have time. Most of us are fighting for time. So she's telling that this saves you time. It saves you money.
Yes, ma'am.
And it gives you more time. When you can save time, as Tiffany always say, that gives you more time to focus on, as Jewel Diamond tells us, they keep the main thing. So it allows you to be able to focus on the main thing versus all this little stuff. And Tiffany, I think one reason it's so important because you're in such a competitive race when you're looking for a job and you have to do your resume, your curriculum vitae. So people tend to look at the well-written one. And a lot of people, kind of shy or not up to date with where the commas should be in the semicolon and all of that. But really, people tend to judge how we write. They tend to judge our intellect based on how we write. Wouldn't you agree?
I certainly agree, which is why AI is a great tool because you can prompt it. And when we talk about prompting, that means you are giving the system instructions. So anytime that you chat with any of these artificial intelligence, you have to prompt it. You have to give it instructions on what you want it to do. So, yes, you can prompt the system to give you a resume. And then, Dr. Rosie, if you didn't like that resume, if you wanted it longer, if you wanted it shorter, if you wanted it to drill down on key things that you've done, you can tell ChatGPT to do that. Write this resume and highlight all of my teaching credentials. Write this resume and focus on my achievements and my certificates. So not only does it create the resume, it'll also enhance the resume so it'll allow you to stand out amongst other potential employees as well.
And that is so important. When Tiffany talks about prompt, you guys, she's talking about feeding into the system what you want it to put out. Now, the reason this is so important, because as a publisher and a writer, and just as a business consultant and as a counselor, I look at how we have to pull, Keith, out of people what they're really trying to say. So that's why Tiffany teach people how to prompt. I teach people how to prompt. How to feed the information to get what you really want out of it. Keith, you know how when you ask a person something, where they going, they tell you where they've been. That's the same way they do when they're prompting. You know, they're all over the place. But if you
Yeah.
can be specific, we
Hmm.
tend to use more words than we need to use. So when we teach you how, in other words, how to get to the point
Hmm.
of your question,
Yeah. Yeah. Also
man,
how to use your imagination too, because some people, the more imaginative you are with the prompts, the better your results will be. Because some people can only say things one way
uh-huh,
instead of figuring out, several different ways to get the same thing. And sometimes with the prompts, you don't get exactly what you want, or not even close to what you want. But the thing is, you can figure out a different way to tell the machine, just like a human being. You figure out a different way to say it, you're going to get a different result.
yeah, you can
Right.
say, make this more powerful. If they
Hmm.
give you too much, make it shorter. And
Yeah.
Tiffany said that she one day asked it to make it urban.
Yeah.
There's a
Yeah.
different talk. There's a
Yeah.
different way of
Yeah.
making it more scholastic. I
Yeah.
mean,
And let's talk about that, Dr. Rosie. As a person that's into AI and large
Uh
language models,
huh.
it's important that we train these systems to respond like us. So, for instance, when you said that I have to tell it to respond in an urban tone. Remember, these systems are being trained by us. So we, as a community, we need to utilize these systems so they would understand how how our language is, how we like to speak, our responses are sometimes a little different than others. So as we are talking to these systems and we are training these systems, we need to be cognizant that the information that we are putting in here is actually going to reflect how we want the output to be.
and Tiffany, does it kind of get used to you as a person if you're always on there? Does it kind of like reading your mind or knowing how you think because you've been feeding all this stuff in? Does it do that?
Yes, so that is what we call training. We are training the system. We are training ChatGPT. We are training ChatGPT because it knows now as you talk, as you use the platform, it starts to understand how you like to write. It starts to understand what type of responses that you want. So yes, as you use the system, you are definitely training it. And we go into how you can use it more effectively. There are like 2 different versions of ChatGPT. ChatGPT 4, you can actually customize it to where all of the responses sound like you, talk like you, joke like you. So you can definitely train the system to respond as if it were you. Mm-hmm.
Wow, wow. Well, it's just so interesting because we're talking about different personal use, and we're going to talk about business use too. Because, folks, if anybody, especially entrepreneurs, small business, if anything they wish they could get more of, Keith, that's time. Okay?
Yeah.
That's time. So when we telling you something that can save time, this thing will put your resume together. It will put
Yeah.
whatever you're writing together. It will look like you came out of Harvard University. I'm telling you.
Yep. Oh yeah.
And you
with
want
In
to.
in fact, people in Harvard are using it
They couldn't
as we
even
speak.
fix it.
They're using it as we speak. That's the problem that's going on in university. They are using it, and
Uh-huh.
to write papers and stuff like that. So
Oh
Well,
yeah,
what's
most definitely.
interesting when I hear people saying that they should not allow the kids to use it in school, I,
I,
I beg to difference, Keith, because
there's a reason for it, but we go ahead, because
I'm gonna tell
because
you
I've talked about that.
why I beg to differ. Because
Mm-hmm.
most students in these high schools, especially in the
Mm-hmm.
inner city schools,
Yeah.
they don't even have English composition. Only the top student. But
Yeah.
everybody needs to know how to write. Why is it just the top English student getting English composition? So
Mm-hmm.
if they use Chat GPT or whatever
Mm-hmm.
format they're using,
Right.
it would teach them how to write. Because now when it rewrite what they've done, they go, oh, this should be a new paragraph. Oh, this should be capital. Oh, they start learning punctuation. To me, that's how they're going to get to learn, because they sure are not getting it in school. I get books every day from doctors, lawyers, all type of people.
Mm-hmm.
They speak so elegant, articulate.
Mm-hmm.
And when I'm looking at what they're writing, I'm trying to say, is this you? Most people have very poor writing skills, and this will really help you And you don't have to take when it writes something for you. I mean, if you asked it to give you the elements of a business plan, whatever you asked it to do, Keith, in less than 60 seconds, you have your response. But I'm not saying that you need to take it verbatim. You may not like some of the things that they have in there, but it gives you it takes you out of writer's block, that you can go ahead now and put it in the fashion that you want it.
Yeah. Yeah, but okay, and this is the problem. And this is the problem because I talked to school teachers, I've talked to college professors, I've talked to a whole bunch of people. The thing is that if you use it as a crutch, just like anything else, okay, you won't do it yourself. And that's the problem with it, okay? You won't learn to do it yourself.
I beg to differ. I think that's how you learn.
You can't learn that way. The thing is, you will not learn to think, because I've used it. I've had programmers use it. I've had professors use it. You know, I've actually talked to like 5 or 6 college professors about how they test. Okay, if somebody gives you an essay, okay, and ChatGPT can basically write your whole essay within 5 minutes. Why read the books? Why study? Okay, you just ask it for something and it'll spit it back out. Okay, and it'll be spitted back out, and it may not be A level, but it'll be C level or B level. Okay, and most kids will do that. So in other words, what are you going to school for? If you're not learning to think, not learning to write, not actually going through the process of putting it into your brain, why are you going to school?
You posed a big question there, Keith. That's why I asked, why are they going to school? Why do they have teachers? Why don't you have AI to teach that class when you got all these people coming out of college, doctors, lawyers, accountants, and cannot write? So
the thing is, but it can also do your accounting. Okay, it can also do your research. It can also do a whole lot of things. And the thing is, you go into school to learn how to read and digest and put the stuff into your brain, not talk to ChatGPT and have it spit out something. That's the problem.
It's amazing how educators are fighting this. It's amazing to me how educators are fighting this. They know the type of student they're putting out. They know.
So how are they going to get? Okay. So this is the thing, and I've done this with my daughters. I have 2 daughters. One, she's getting ready to get her master's in about a couple of months, right? Okay, trying to write an essay. Okay. If you don't know how to write it, okay, well, ChatGPT can't write it for you. But the thing is, what are you going to school for? Learning how to research for yourself how to think, okay? And that's the whole thing. Researching, writing, how you write, writing allows you to speak better, allows you to think better, allows you to digest your information from what you read. Okay, if you have a tool that will do it for you, and trust and believe, I've seen that's the problem that they're having. You can give it a couple prompts and say, I want to do ChatGPT to say, give me information on how AI can impact the world. Okay, you haven't read anything. You haven't even picked up the book. It's just going to spit it out for you, and then you're going to turn it in turn it in to the teacher. You haven't learned anything. All you know is you ask the prompt, you have a crutch, it spits it out for you, and then what's the difference between you and the guy on the street?
Okay, I'm gonna get back to Tiffany.
Go ahead.
The teachers should learn how to incorporate ChatGPT to make it as a tool to help assist this class, as opposed to something for the students to completely rely on. So when we talk about AI and education, utilize ChatGPT to, as if I was writing a book report or something, I'm going to just say for Dr. Martin Luther King, use ChatGPT to have a conversation like, have maybe instead of having them have prepare a actual essay, they can incorporate, imagine if you were having a conversation with Martin Luther King, what are some of the things that you would say? So I think you have to start educating the teachers on how to incorporate AI to make the experience better for the student, as opposed to just relying on AI to do the job.
The thing is, okay. I don't want to derail the whole conversation because you trust and believe I'm talking to people. Like I said, the first thing I did when ChatGPT first came out, right? I had, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, about 10 programmers that I know, right? I said, okay. I said, write any particular program in ChatGPT, ask it to write ChatGPT and see what the results are, right? And then tell me how long it will actually take you to actually write the code by yourself, okay? And so they did it, and the first couple guys did it. They wrote it. They wrote it, and it spit out the code in the language that they wanted to write it in, right? All they have to do is fill in the variables, right? It took about 10 minutes. I said, okay, how long would it take you to actually write that code by yourself, okay? It would take them 6 or 7 weeks, which is good. Yeah, which is good. But the thing is, we don't live in a socialized system. We live in a capitalist system. I can tell you, you can already know where I'm going with that. I'm not really going to express it because it's not what it says. But the thing is, this is the problem that the professors early on, because one of my best friends, he teaches at Fresno State, right? How do you know if your student how do you test your students on what they know? Okay, because you're supposed to transfer information to them, to their brain, and then the only way you know that it's been transferred is by giving them a test. Okay.
Right.
Okay, and the only way that you can actually do it is the old-fashioned way. Okay, all essays have to be done by hand in class. That's it.
Oh, ain't nobody gonna do that.
The thing is, how else can
you couldn't even read that right? An average person.
The thing is, that's the only way to test them, because once they go outside that room and they get an AI, even on the phone, and they spit it back out, guess what's going to happen? It's the only way you can test what they know. If you want to test what the system knows, that's one thing. But if you want to test what they know, what is the prescribed meaning, a way to actually test a person on what they know? The only way to do is test them, right? Going to that with my grandson. How do I know when I sit down with him every day and I tutor him, right? How do I know that what I've taught him has taken into his mind, that he can actually regurgitate and use, right? It's when you test them. How do you test people against ChatGPT? That's the problem. Now, if you guys can come up with a way, trust and believe, I got a whole bunch of professors would love to know.
Well, maybe
they can create a GPT and feed the GPT with questions and have the students interact with the GPT to respond to the questions that they have. They
would have to do it live. Okay, in other words, they have to do it in class.
Keith, what you're talking about is going back to oral exam.
You have to go back to oral.
You're talking about oral exam.
It's the only way to know.
Yeah.
The only way to know.
You know, my daughter is graduating from Cal State Long Beach in computer science.
Right.
And I tried to get her to use ChatGPT for coding and things of that nature, but you can't. You know, she specifically, her professor said
you can't.
The professors know if they're using, ChatGPT, so she's doing her coding by hand.
By hand, yes.
But however, she understands that it can enhance it on the back end.
You can enhance. You can always use it. But the thing, as far as education, the thing is they're not developing ChatGPT. They're developing your mind. What do you know? Not what ChatGPT knows. How do you separate the two?
Mm-hmm.
How do you know? How do I know that you read that chapter on that book, or how do I know that you've actually gone out and and researched and read and digested and give me your thoughts out instead of something else? How do they know? The thing is, they're trying to develop programs to actually test for it. But the thing is, that these things iterate every 6 months. Okay, and ChatGPT, just like it was 3.3 and 3.5 and 4, and ChatGPT 5 is already on the horizon as we speak. Right, it's going to iterate faster then people can keep up with it, and that's the issue with it. Yeah. So, but I don't want to drone off because you're the guest, and it's your. If I could talk about this in fact, we have talked about this for hours, and there's other sides of AI that we haven't even talked about. But the thing is, that's not the scope of the show.
Yeah. It's
but
so many different avenues to it.
Yeah,
so
but the thing is like I'll give you an example, and I'll hush. Okay. I was sitting up with my grandson. I was helping him with homework, right? And the mail came, and it was a credit, the credit card application, the credit cards like that. And in the window of the address had a QR code, right? Okay. Mm-hmm. So I said, I'm gonna do an experiment. I'm gonna hit the QR code and see what happens, right? So I hit the QR code. I fill out a few information. Okay. And you know how long, when you normally do a credit application, it's pretty long and detailed, right? Okay. I hit the QR code. I put in my social, and I put in my birth date. In 2 minutes, I came back with an answer, with an approval in 2 minutes because of AI. Okay, that's the power of AI that's behind you, and it's just getting started. Okay, that is, when you get robocalls now constantly, that is not a human being. Okay, that is your artificial intelligence at work.
That's why they won't stop talking when you're trying to say, look, I'm not interested in what you're talking about. They keep right on talking. Wait a minute.
You can't tell if it's a human or it's getting so good you can't tell whether it's a human or a machine now. And that's that. So there's I mean, the thing is, it's like she said, it's remember, Doctor, when I said 2019, get right or get left?
Yeah.
That's exactly what I meant. And when and the thing is, well, she is right. The people that can't use this tool, can't leverage this tool, will get left behind. Okay, so that's one thing. She's 100% correct. If you do not embrace this technology is not going anywhere. It's only going to get faster. And if you don't get on it, it's like a bus or a train. You don't get on a train. Guess what's going to happen to you if you have to walk? Okay, you're going to be miles behind when the train rolls right off and leaves you, and they're not stopping for anybody. So
and Keith, that's why we're trying to wake our community up. We're already for our kids and adults.
Especially your children.
Far behind in English literacy, been far behind in technology.
Yes.
Please grab a hold to this.
Yes.
It's just important because, the way we speak and the way we write, unfortunately, people tend to judge your intellect by the way you write. Someone write a letter reference to the judge for your character, about your character. It's poorly written. The judge throw it in the trash can.
and you have to have enough knowledge. The thing is, you have to have enough knowledge about whatever you're doing to know when, because it's not perfect. Okay,
right.
There's a lawyer that's getting disbarred because he used it to write a case. I mean, I'm sure you heard of that one, right? That case where he used it to actually file a case, and it was wrong, and he didn't catch it. And he's getting ready to get disbarred because you have to have enough knowledge, expertise to know when to use it and when not to use it. And some people get completely lazy and depend upon it.
Yeah,
and the machine's not perfect.
These are computers. These are computers that people need to understand that the computers are trained and they can make mistakes. So it's not foolproof. It's not 100% proof. It's designed to help, but not replace.
Yeah, there's a such thing because they call it AI imagination. In other words, it makes up things that would never even happen. So
that's why you have to really read it, and then take from that. Don't just say, just take what they have. It just give you a start or give you some ideas. It doesn't mean you have to use everything. We have something on the board, Keith.
Okay. It said, with the proliferation of AI, should we, the public, be concerned about online or offline privacy at all, or is privacy a thing of the distant past? Levels of privacy, depending on how important you are, is of a distant past. Okay, but the thing is, as far as people that are untoward getting your information outside the larger people, yeah. But the thing is, your phone number, your address, all that kind of stuff, your cell phone, all kind of stuff. Basically, there's so many systems with your number in it. It's almost impossible to keep that private. So
really
a lot of stuff that you have that it used to be private is not going to be private. But so you really have to guard against that. So you have to watch your bank statements, watch all your stuff, because
that's it right there. We're gonna have to get used to not having privacy, folks.
Right.
Every day I am monitoring my bank statement. I'll get up in the morning, go to each one of the accounts. You'd be surprised. Sometimes stuff is charged on there, and some people don't detect it till months later. But what's this? You need to guard your stuff because, they're going buck wild with using your credit card, and your credit card is in your wallet. They have ways of doing stuff. So we just have to pay more attention. Go ahead.
At one point, it was your Social Security number that they used to tell you to protect. Now it is really your email address and your telephone number, because those are the two things that you can use in order to get into somebody's information.
Yeah.
When you log in your phone, they want to verify your email and your telephone. So Social Security is important, but all of our data is in our phone. So if a person knows your email address and your zip code and a couple of things, they can have access to your,
especially because they're going into what the two-step and sometimes even three-step authentication.
Authentication.
I think now with it's normally two-step. I think with your financial data, I think it's 3 steps now. So
yeah. So you got to be careful on all different aspects.
Mm-hmm.
But Dr. Rosie, I just really wanted to just tell the community, and once again, AI it's a good thing. We need to embrace the technology, but one thing AI will never do, it will not replace the human aspects of empathy, of compassion, of caring for people. So we still have, as a community, as a people, we still have to make sure that although we are transitioning into another industry of technology, that we still need to be cognizant of the human aspects. So yes, the technology can write for us. The technology can do a whole lot of things, but the technology cannot replace an actual conversation, a human conversation. It can't replace the compassion that we always have. So we need to always remember that the technology is here, but we are still humans, and we control the aspects of the technology.
That's a good point, because people would get so involved with conveniency that they'll forget what really makes mama's and papa's life tick. It's a matter of you being around. It's a matter of you showing up.
Mm-hmm.
It's a matter of you calling them. It's not about, I can send a Tesla to pick them up. They don't have to drive. I put them in the Tesla. I can send Uber Eat to their house. No, they'd rather have you to come to that house and cook a hot dog or make them some tea. I just hope we don't let technology drive us away from our human experience, touch, and that type of thing.
It's funny. They were saying that rich kids don't drive anymore because they Uber.
Uber Eat, huh?
They just Uber. When they want to go someplace, they call it Uber because they can afford it. So, like a chauffeur.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they gonna make me want to call Uber if they don't go down with this insurance they trying to raise.
Oh gosh, that's a whole different show.
If they don't do something about this insurance, a whole lot of people gonna be Uber. Okay,
a whole different show.
When you calculate what you paying them a month, if you're not going to many places, maybe you do need to Uber. But folks, this is so important. I'm just saying, please, my people, perish for lack of knowledge. Embrace this.
Then we have a caller.
Okay.
432. Are you online? Do you want to make a comment? Yes? No?
Caller, go ahead. You just listening?
Okay. All right.
Now, for business, we're talking about personal, but you guys, this thing can do so much for your business. Oh my God. Mm-hmm. When it comes to writing your ad, your advertisement. See, a lot of people on Facebook, they think they're doing something. I'm marketing. But it's not what you put up. It's how effective. How effective is the information that you're putting out there to gain customers? Anybody can throw something out there and you wonder why it's not working, because it's not written well, folks. That's one of the ways that ChatGPT can help you, because we're not in people's face like we used to be in the yesteryears or yesterday. Most time you're in their face. You either on video, and on that note, you have tools that would do a video for you. Keith, people not really into like you just throwing out text. People now tend to be into a video or some type of movement. They tend not to relate to stillness. Everybody's kind of like, you're talking about attention deficit children. That's the way the adults are. Almost everybody you see now, like they suffer from attention deficit and they're hyperactive. You ask them what time it is before they can give you the time, you gone. So, folks, we got to be in their face now. So, for those in business, for any entrepreneur, I'm telling you right now, you best to embrace this new technology. It will change your business. It's a game changer for your business. Talk about that, Tiffany.
Well, even something as for businesses, chatbots. Those are really huge right now, and a chatbot just can take over customer service. So if you have a small business, if you have a small business and you're constantly getting pretty much the same type of questions, you can create you a simple chatbot that will interact with your customers. Your customers can talk to it and it will respond. Just the company using a chatbot will increase their proficiency 10 times, 10
Very
fold.
true.
And that's just one tool.
Yeah, that's
right.
True. Yeah.
That's right. Because if you get, go ahead.
Also, if you're doing your books, summarizing your books, making your schedule out, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. Automation tools, setting your business on autopilot. I mean, that right there is an AI game changer for a lot of small businesses. Those minute tasks that they would normally have to do, they have AI tools that you can put it on autopilot and you just let it run. And you can go concentrate on something else.
Yeah, it's summarizing your calls or your message that you get in from calls and stuff like that. Yeah,
even for making appointments, Keith. You know how you used to have to hire a secretary to book your appointment as a cosmetologist, or as whatever business that you're in. You don't have to do that now.
Yeah.
You have technology. They're not talking to anybody. When I call for a lab appointment, I'm not talking to anybody. It's telling you which location you want. You want click 2, click. So there's nobody you're talking to, folks. If these businesses are using it, folks, business owner, please, if you can save time is what most small business are crying about. I don't have enough time. So we're trying to save you time so you can focus. And also, you need to sign time so you can work on your business. I'm gonna repeat that. Work on your business versus in your business doing those minute things. It will free you up. You'll have more time for your family, for your husband, your wife, your girlfriend, boyfriend, your children. This thing is revolutionizing the way we can live our life. And that's why, Keith, I started mytechacademy.net. You guys write that down. mytechacademy.net, where we teach introduction to AI. We teach advanced how to intertwine AI with your business based on curtailing to your particular business. If you're in real estate, you need certain AI tools for your business. If you're a cosmetologist, you need, and Tiffany, the coach, she will go through all of that. So we deem in ourselves to teach people technology and business. Keith, we even have it. See, a lot of people, seniors, it's just not familiar with the computer. So we have all our content classes. If a person, say somebody's 65 or whatever, 50 something, a lot of them don't know how to work it. Then they don't want to go sit in a class and take a computer class. They just want to learn what they want to know. So we have all our checklist. They may say, I want to learn how to put numbers on the page numbers on my document. I want to learn how to upload a document to the internet. So they'll check off what they want to learn, Keith, and that's what we teach them. Same for internet. Same for people who want to learn how to do Zoom. Some may say, well, I want to learn how to share my screen. So, folks, you'll learn what you want to learn at mytechacademy.net, and we have a boot camp for nonprofit organizations. We have a boot camp for corporations and for LLCs, and that's hot because most people keep with these LLCs don't know what they're doing. They're a man in the moon, okay? It is pitiful. They don't keep their corporate book. They don't do anything. They just set it up and take off and go with it, you know. And now, Keith, they have a new reporting form for corporation LLC called BOI. That's the beneficiary owner entry. You must, because of the Transparency Act, they claim a lot of money been laundered through business, I guess small business and corporations. So if you don't fill out that report, you can be fined $500 a day, up
Wow.
to 200 years in prison, and
Wow.
$10,000. And most people in our community, when I talk to them, they have never heard of the BOI. It's going to be some fines collected like, oh, get out. So you got to spread the word. That's why we educate. We have a boot camp for those who already have the LLC. We have a boot camp for you. Those who are newly established, we have a boot camp for you. So, Keith, we intend to bring the business world up in our community. I'll tell you why. Business failure is not an option. I remember we used to say, girl, I'm going back to corporate. I'm sick of this. Where you going back to now, Keith? Ain't nowhere to go back to.
No, there isn't.
So we have to make these business work. So you guys, if you don't need it, tell your friends, tell everybody, put it on your Facebook, put it on your social media. Just go to it and check it out. Do me a favor, go to it and check out MyTech, MyTechAcademy, mytechacademy.net. Folks, make sure you go there, and you definitely want to take Tiffany's class, Introduction to AI. Folks, it's on. It's not going to turn around. So I advise you to jump on this wagon and don't be left behind, and take your kids with you.
Yeah. I was just going to reiterate, if you have kids, if you have youth, there are so many things, AI tools that we can utilize, that the kids can utilize. If they have an idea to create a clothing brand, they can actually, they can actually go in, use AI and create them a brand. If they are into music, they're AI, they can create videos. So it is ways that we can get our community to monetize and really, really start digging into this technology, because it is here. We just need to learn how to utilize it and make it work.
It's a lot better to be first.
Yes.
What was that, Keith?
It's a lot better to be first.
Yes. It is so important for us to get these businesses together. AI capacity will save you so much time, will free you up to go out there now and do networking, because that's what people are not doing enough for, Keith. They sitting behind their desk, guarding their desk like they guarding a damn bank account. I know.
It's going to run away from them.
That desk. Get up and go network.
You can do business globally now. I can sit here in Los Angeles and
That's true.
Put my face up and actually talk to somebody in Africa, and they will receive it in their language, as if I'm talking to them in their language. So it opens up a whole new avenue for revenue, for commerce, for import, export. I mean, if you have a business, the technology is there for you.
And that's why a lot of people drag behind, because they feel, well, I only know Spanish. But now you can do business with anybody. Yep. Whatever they respond back to you, it'll be converted to English, right, Tiffany?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Folks, now look at here, y'all. As my dad said, it don't get no better than that, okay? It doesn't. This is a whole new ball game. It's putting us on the other side of the fence. So that's why I'm saying, folks, you have no idea. So don't listen to these little people who run around. ChatGPT gonna put all us out of business. Yeah, it's gonna put some people out. Honest and truth. Some of them, but while you're looking at that, create something new for you. Look at how you fit in with the scope of AI. Because that's just like, let's say, that's just like the post office. They can say, look how much money they lost when people start emailing. And when DocuSign came in, used to be we had to send real estate docs, run to the post office or FedEx and Fed. Now, DocuSign. So what did UPS and FedEx do? They have added on other services. They start doing other stuff. You cannot stop progression.
No.
Let me repeat that again, folks.
No.
The world is not going to stand still because you want to be status quo.
Yeah. Even my programmers had to go back to school, because of AI. They thought, it's going to get easier, and I can kick back, and I don't have to worry about it. I can just hit a button and do my work for me. No, they found out you got to go back to school. Okay,
that's right.
You got to keep ahead of it. But if you stay ahead of it, thing is you're going to be the person that wins because that's going to separate you from everybody else. And I think that's what my guest is trying to tell us. Okay, that's going to separate you from the crowd.
And once you learn what's in the know of what's going, you figure a way. You look into anything that's out there, identify the problem with it, and you become a problem solver. Because there is a problem with everything that's invented. There's a problem. Either most people don't know how to do it unless a lot of people are one-on-one. That's why we do the a la carte classes in My Tech Academy. Keith, a lot of people are actually one-on-one and hands-on. Folks grab this market.
Yeah.
Don't run to it.
There's no place to run from. You can't run from it.
Yeah,
no
this is not a gun. This is not a bullet flying, okay, that you got to run away. This is the bullet that you run to, and that's AI. You want to run to it. Not just run to it, you want to run to it as fast as you can. It's a race.
And embrace it. You're going to have to embrace it.
Embrace it. Yeah.
And don't be afraid. That's why we offer one-on-one, because I know some people feel that their technology skills, I don't know the computer good. Well, you won't ever know it unless you learn it. We have basic computer. We teach you basic computer skills. So don't lag. Use an excuse. Well, I don't know computer. Well, you can know it. What's stopping you from knowing it?
Yeah. Even if you say if you've got a small business and you advertise, right? Okay, AI can. Everybody's on social media of some type. It can advertise on social media. Like say even the robocalls that bug me all the time, it can do that for you. So, and the thing is, the budget for it is probably going to be infinitely smaller than having a team.
Wow.
So there's a lot of, if you get ahead of it and you think outside the box, that's why it takes an imagination. You got to think outside the box. Okay. Yeah. The biggest problem in business, Dr. Rosie, if I'm not mistaken, is people's awareness of you and your brand. Okay?
Right.
How do you actually get that going? And compete with the big boys. AI is one of those ways.
It's like having a virtual assistant.
It is.
You and I know that many small businesses cannot afford employees. That's the biggest thing that a lot of people, they got the answer machine on. I am even looking at a lot of attorneys don't have employees. They're in the court all day. You can't reach them. They don't have a paralegal. That's the market we need to go after, Tiffany, because they really need to know how to make this work for them. Because clients don't want to keep calling you. They don't care about you in court all day. You had a long case. They need to see you. You representing them. So, folks, I'm telling you, somebody has something on the board. This show is going to re-air at 6 p.m. for those who want to, didn't get a chance to hear the whole show or want their friends to listen to it. Go to innerlightradio.com at 6 p.m. tonight, and you can hear the show again. What's on the board, Keith?
It says, this is from Jamal. Brother Jamal said, can AI also block the robocalls? That's true, but AI can also figure ways around the blocks. That's the issue.
That's right.
AI. And it has.
Yeah. Okay. Look, Jamal, you cannot stop AI, okay? So ain't you trying to stop it, just ride with it. Ain't no stopping to it. It's absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
And I'm excited about it, and, I'm looking into
But I would encourage small businesses, people in education, and just everybody to just start playing with it. Just start getting on, log into ChatGPT, just have a conversation. Even if you don't know what to say, ask it. Put in the prompt and say, what do you do? And go from there. And just have a conversation with ChatGPT and utilize the technology. Continue to seek out such as My Tech Academy, because the information is there.
Yeah, if you don't know, you're not used to learning that way, find somebody that can teach you, okay?
That's right. And you can go in the chat and GP say, how can I work with a grumpy husband? It would tell you.
You got to make sure that he gets it right, because if he gets wrong, the husband's going to get grumpier, okay?
You can do that. You can say, what are some ways to have a great birthday party for my 11-year-old? Yeah. You can go in there and say, prepare a meal for my father who's toothless. Okay?
Yes.
There are people who are toothless. They don't want their plate in. They don't want to get implant. They don't want anything. I ain't gonna do this. I'm gonna die with whatever I come with me. Okay. But I'm just saying, folks, you can get whatever answer you need. You know, I went in and asked. Well, I ain't gonna tell y'all this. That's all.
That's after hours.
Can't tell everything. Can't tell everything.
Yes. But if you are a business, if you are a business, you definitely want to learn about creating a chat bot, a little bit more advanced with the GPTs, system automations, sales funnels, and just things to increase your productivity using AI.
And you want to brand yourself, and this one way you can do it. Well, it used to be we had to pay so much money for somebody to help us get exposure. You don't have to do that now. Learn what's out there. Learn how to do for yourself. And you got to be in people's face. You know, for me, I do well because I'm in people's face like ketchup on a hot dog, okay? I'm in your face. And that's what you got to do on Facebook. Every avenue, when they open up something, they need to see something about your business. So don't be sitting back talking about, well, I don't know what's going to happen. I know what's going to happen if you don't do anything. I can tell you. I'm not a prophet, but I can prophesy over that kind of business. If you just sitting home or sitting at the wishing well, y'all better get up from that wishing well and go learn how to do AI. That's what I'm talking about. Tiffany, I guess our time is out. I thank you for being on with us today. And I think your next class is next Wednesday. No, this Wednesday.
It's tomorrow.
5 o'clock.
The next class is tomorrow at 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock, you guys. Introduction to AI, and folks, it's free. Did you hear me? You heard right. It's free. Go and learn Introduction to AI. Tell all your friends. Put it on your social media because you want everybody you know to have this information. We're always telling people about a good movie. Keith, why we don't spread the news about good education and stuff that people can learn? Why are we not running and telling them?
Because we're afraid of it. That's why. People are afraid of change. That's what it is, yeah.
Wow. Or do we want to be the only one who knows it? Okay.
Yeah, well, a lot of people are, they're just getting used to cell phones and, smartphones and the apps and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And now you want them to learn something new that's way more advanced. Yeah, people are uncomfortable, but that's just being a human being.
Okay, you guys, go on your way. And as soon as you jump off of here, go sign up for ChatGPT. It's free, you guys. It is free.
It's in your browser already, so it's on the phone already. Just go ahead.
That's right. Yeah. And then go to My Tech
Academy.
Yeah, mytechacademy.net. Don't miss it. Send your kids there. Send everybody there. So, you guys, we'll see you next week, same time. Tiffany, thank you so much. You were such a great guest. We're going to have to bring you back. And by the way, Tiff's going to be she'll be working it out at Black Writers on Tour, plus Business, plus Tech Expo. You'll see her there live.
The line's going to be long.
See Keith now. Keith, the line going to be long. You want to get there early. Those seminars are free. Parking is free, and the admission is free. Go to blackwritersontour.com. That's blackwritersontour.com. Folks, it's going down, and you want to be there. Okay, you guys, have a great day.